Hey up everyone, Magpie Gaming here, I hope you're all doing well. So in this video I'm going to give you a quick overview of the reserve base map, the new map in Escape from Tarkov. And it's got to be said that over the last few days I've been looking at the lobby of this map and there hasn't been too many people playing it. It seems to have been overlooked a little bit. Now I know that we're in the early days of the wipe, so a lot of people are doing their first tasks, a lot of people concentrate on their customs for those. So there are a lot of people in customs, there are a lot of people on labs, that is getting farmed heavily at the moment. Of course, what else would you do with labs but farm on there? So the reserve map has kind of had a bit of a muted birth into Tarkov, but I've been doing some hatchet runs on there, I've been doing some geared runs on there, and I've been doing some offline runs on there just to get the lay of the land with this map. Of course, when a new map comes out, you have absolutely no clue where you're going, you don't know where the extracts are, and it takes a little bit of learning to do. So as you can see from this video, now we're getting like an overview of the entire map. This is from the radar station, which is at the top of the map, and yes, it is huge. There is a lot to this map, there are a lot of buildings. I think in terms of overall footprint, if you was to spread everything out where you can go on this map, it's probably in comparison to Shoreline, but of course the overall footprint is slightly smaller because you've got large underground sections and you've got 2- and 3-story buildings that you can search in this. And when I say that you can search the buildings, I mean you can literally go in every room of the buildings. So there are a lot of locations to check out, and yet don't let the size put you off playing it though. As I say, I've done a couple of hours on it. I have learned nearly all of the extract points. I have found quite a lot of places where there are loot. There are 29 locked doors on this map, so there are 29 keys to purchase for this map if you want to get into all of the locked rooms. There is a lot of loot to be had on this map as well, and of course you have the boss on here. Now I haven't actually run into the boss yet, so I'm not sure what his spawn rate is, but I haven't actually ran into him yet. I have run into some of his goons though, so I must have been close to witnessing him at some point, but I haven't run into him personally yet. But I'm hugely enjoying this map. It's got, as I say, a large underground section which will take you from one side of the map to the other. Now the underground section can be a little bit daunting. You can easily get lost in it and wonder how the hell you managed to get out of it, but I just kept pushing on through and eventually I found the light at the end of the tunnel, literally, on this map. But it is a hugely enjoyable map. There is massive scope for some good firefights on here. There are a lot of places where you can take cover. There are a lot of places where you can pick people off from. If you go in as a squad, you're going to have to be hugely on your guard as you're walking around, because there are just so many points with which you've got to cover. You can't cover them all. You know, I've done, like I say, I've done quite a lot of runs on it, and I've simply been picked off by a sniper from some position somewhere. Very rarely know where it's come from. I'll just take the shot to the back of the head at some point. Now with the map being this big, there are limited extracts on here. It's got to be said, for PMC extracts there aren't a lot and they're pretty hard to use. One of the ones that I've been using the most is the sewer extract, but you're only able to go down this with a certain size bag. I think once your bag is over a certain size you cannot use this, so getting loot out is very limited using that extract. There is another extract that's inside one of the bunkers. This is the hermetic door. This doesn't always work though for some reason. Now on the Tarkov wiki they list this as a scav extract, but I have used it as a PMC several times, so I know that PMCs can use it, but it doesn't always work and it doesn't always show up in the list as well. It's just one of those that I've been trying in case it did work. There is another one that's called the scav lands. Now this involves you extracting with a friendly scav player. How the hell you're meant to do that, I don't know. Why would a scav player help you get out of the map? Again, I do not know. So that one seems a really odd one. There is another extract which is cliff descent. This is at the back of the radar station and you need to have a paracord with you in order to use that extract. So again, it just seems completely stupid and useless to force somebody to either find a paracord on the map, which could take forever, or take one in with them in the hope that they will end up at that extract and use it. It doesn't make sense, this extract. Hopefully hopefully that'll get reworked, so maybe you've just got to pay to use it instead of having to take something in raid with you to get out of it. And then you've got the last PMC extract, which is the armoured train. This is one that I haven't witnessed myself yet. I've not got that far in raids to see this one work. Now the train comes towards the end of the raid. I think there is a set time. I think it's something like 10 minutes towards the end of the raid time that this train will turn up, and you've basically just got to wait on the platform for it to come along. Now at the time that it comes along, you will have to have your wits about you, because I've been reliably informed that the scavs turn up as soon as the train does as well. So not only have you got to get through all of the raid, you've then got to get to battle to get on this train to get out of the raid. So I've yet to witness it, but I'm looking forward to trying it. It sounds as though it is a good lot of fun, although if you're carrying some really good loot, it's probably not going to be the way that you want to go. But as I say, the extracts are very limited on this map, and I think that's been done like that to stop farming of the map, but I think it's also putting people off playing as well. As I say, the lobby isn't very populated, and the extracts, it seems to be putting people off. Now I am going to be doing videos on the extracts. I'm going to be working on those in the next 2 days or so. Maybe even by the time I get this video up, I will have at least 1 or 2 of the extracts up on video and try and give you some sort of idea as to where they are on the map. But as I say, if you're daunted by the map, simply go into it in offline mode, turn the scavs up and just have a ramble around. You know, you will soon find your way around it. It's like any map in Tarkov, you're going into them blind because you don't know where things are, you don't know where the extracts are, but you just learn them, and after a while it becomes second nature. Got to say though, I really like the look of this map. I've yet to play it as a squad, so I've yet to come up against any engagements with the scavs or the scav boss or other PMCs on this map, so I really don't know what it's going to be like. But considering the amount of cover that you have, the amount of buildings that you can go in and out of, you know, there's holes in the walls to snipe out of, there is gun emplacements, of course you have the LMGs in this and the grenade launchers. They all come with ammunition, although for the LMG it seemed to be very limited. I think I was maybe able to blast off around 50 rounds on that before it ran out. With the grenade launcher, that seemed to be unlimited for me. I was sat on it for a good few minutes blasting away at the walls and some of the buildings, and I didn't run out of ammo. So maybe I was just lucky and got one that had a lot of ammo in, I don't know. I'm assuming that it does run out eventually. The thing with the grenade launcher is I didn't find it too realistic though. It seemed a little bit, I don't know, it looks good, it's been modelled obviously on a real world grenade launcher, but the overall firing of it and the grenades going off didn't seem too realistic to me. But then I've never fired one in real life, so I'm just assuming that that's how it must go. But I didn't really enjoy it, I've got to say that. But yeah, it's a hugely engrossing map. I think it'll be one that becomes a staple map eventually. A lot of people are surmising that it is an end of game map, just like Labs was meant to be, you know, high tier loot on it. And for those that I've seen that have had keys and put videos out of the loot that you can get in some of the rooms, there is some really good loot to be had out there. It's got to be said, there is a lot of weaponry loot. Haven't seen too much in the way of rare loot such as bitcoins, lion statues, etc. But I've seen a lot of weaponry loot out there, so it looks as though there is, you know, going to be a case of being able to get a lot of weaponry off there, a lot of attachments, things like that. This, of course, for me as a hatchet runner for life, it has been good for hatcheting. Now, for those of you that are running your hideouts and you're needing fuel, not wanting to buy it on the flea market, you can actually go to the reserve base and find it in abundance. It is everywhere. You will find it around the tanks where they're in their little bunker positions around the edge of the map. You will find it around them. There is some gas tanks, large gas tanks that are grouped together. Those are along the top of the map, just off from where the radar station is. You will find gas bottles, gas jerry cans in there as well. So it is a good place to go to get fuel. It's also a good place to go to get gunpowder as well. I've found absolutely tons of gunpowder on this map, searching the various gym bags, especially underground. Underground seems to produce a lot of gunpowder for some odd reason. I've been coming out with 2 and 3 cans of it, but yeah, there is a lot of it on there. As I say, there is a lot of loot on this map. map. It's strewn everywhere. Every building you go in will have loot on crates. It will have the green ammunition crates. It will have weapons crates, gym bags that you can go in, filing cabinets. There's just everything everywhere basically. So yeah, go in there, fill your boots in, and like I said, if it looks daunting, just give it an offline practice for a bit and you will soon get used to it. So if you've been playing the reserve map, what do you think of it? Do you like it? Do you think it's a good inclusion to the game? How does it play for you? I found the FPS to be fairly solid on it, although every now and again it does seem to have massive frame drops, which is something that the game used to suffer with on the old maps quite a lot, but not so much since we've had the 0.12 update. But reserve map seems to be different from the others. I think it's maybe just because of the size of the searchable locations that it's grinding down a little bit now and again. But yeah, I'm finding it a brilliant map, so let me know your thoughts and feelings on it in the comment section down below. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.